up guys, Burnout Culture's back with just a small video, a two-parter actually. This is ZX Spectrum game, so it's not your scene, I apologise. It's solely ZX Spectrum game, so I guess it's not going to be everyone's bag. It's just for us ultra geeky 8-bit bloody enthusiasts. Still floats me boat, does ZX Spectrum stuff, so, and it's a bottomless pit. The only thing that's changed now is to avoid disappointment of loading games that don't load. I don't load them, so I purchase them now on Artwork Nostalgia alone. I'm not bothered. I don't even attempt to load the game anymore. Everything I run through Fuse emulator. I can play the game. So every game I sort of purchase, I will play it and try and get somewhere on it. Admittedly, the patience is minimal, shall we say, so it doesn't get much play time, but I will try and play all of them on there at some point. So I'm simply acquiring these games just for the artwork. I'm looking at ideas of how to display the cassette, a lot of the cassette covers, the real sort of iconic ones, and thinking about how to possibly do my own bespoke wall mounted something or other, rather than just have the the spines. So I'm going to look at something like that. So we'll crack on. I made a few very minor notes about each one, because they've probably got these lot over, I'd say, about 12-week period since Christmas. Some of them I thought I'd write down just in case if there's anything worth noting and mentioning. I'd just jot that down for when I finally got my ass around to doing this vid. So this is, like I said, this will be a part one, small boxes, and there'll be a part two of the double jewel cases and the bigger stuff. There's about equal amounts. Some lovely little titles in here. You've got to remember these are like getting on for, well, 40 plus years old. So this first one, Krakatoa, it came in a case that was fairly sort of glazed over, opaque, and I thought that cover definitely needs putting in a new little jewel case, and it sort of really brings them to life. I mean, look at that, lovely cover, so vibrant are the colours. What have I written down year for this one? 1983, for God's sake. So 40 years old, that. Brilliant cover. I mean, the game itself is not bad. It's probably only spoilt by poor controls. Simple as that. You've basically got to there's a volcano going off in the island, so you're under pressure of that going off, and you've got to basically shepherd the supply ships through the channel of water without them getting destroyed by the submarines. But nice little game by Apex Software. Apex the games people. Okay, so, but yeah, all about the cover on that one. Fantastic. That's what I mean. If I could get a display case for that, where it's front facing, brilliant. Next one, I've had this before, and this is what I mean. I was disappointed that it didn't load, so I just offloaded a load of games that didn't load. So I thought, no, I'll get it back because I want it in the collection. It's quite the classic. Again, I think, yeah, looking like I've put this in a brand new box as well. It's a Halls of the Things, sorry, by Crystal Software. 1983 again. Brutally hard. Really fast. No sound. Quite an early game. But I guess it's one of the forerunners of dungeon crawlers. Is this one. It's just so hard. Too hard for my patience. But nice nonetheless, and it is a classic ZX Spectrum title, this, without a doubt. So that was that one. By the way, I don't know what I paid for these. It's a mixture of from the Facebook pages, the Sinclair Facebook pages and eBay. I won't have paid a lot for any of this lot because I just aren't paying a lot for any Spectrum games these days. There's no need. There's no need. There's a lot of sellers, certainly on eBay, that try to take the piss. But you just bide your time and you can get something pretty cheap eventually. This one quite obscure. I've not heard of this one beforehand. Bizarre cover. Bizarre cover. Very amateurish. But it says it got a crash 8, not a crash smash, but a crash 80% review at the time. It's called Biff. See, that covers a bit. Yeah, something like, I don't know, like possibly a teenager drew that at the time. I've put all right, so it's sort of a Dizzy style game, but again brutally hard. It won't be as good as Dizzy, obviously. I give it a go. I think it's quite colourful graphics and what have you, but just too hard again. A lot of these, let's face it, a lot of the Spectrum games are hard. Oh, Cheap as Chips, another one. They'll all be Cheap as Chips. This one, another one I've not really heard of, by Bulldog Software, which apparently is a Mastertronic subsidiary. What have I put for this? Fast platformer and colourful, I put for that. So it's called Scumball. I love that cover as well. Another really vibrant, colourful cover. Yeah, probably one I'd give another go to is this one. Just try if it records. Just looking at the screenshots, if it. Yeah, I remember it being quite fast. Yeah, I'll probably give that one another go. Great little cover is that though. This, you know what? A packing title, going right back to when the 128K plus 2 Dixon's pack was released, and of them Sinclair games, this one was by Mr. Micro, but them Sinclair packing titles, some of them are actually pretty damn bloody good. I know Treasure Island's probably the best. Oh Mummy, Treasure Island and this one, but Little Crazy Golf, yeah, which I've packed them all away now. Because, oh, by the way, I am definitely moving in June, hence why everything's boxed up, ready to roll. Not everything, but we're getting there. So all ship load of stuff to my mum's. The rest of it's going to go in storage. But yeah, we're out of this house in June, and I basically won't be acquiring anything much until after I get another bloody games room set up somehow, whatever that may be. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. It's going to be quite a long process getting back round to getting fully set up. I'll miss this little room for as small a space and coat closet type room it is. It's been a nice little space for me with my Kallax units. I just got it just about right, and then I've had to have the rug pulled from underneath me. We're out. We're going. So it'll be a bit of an adventure and a mission, finding a new space, shall we say, to game. But trust me, it will happen. Just not sure on the time frame of it, to be honest. But yeah, Crazy Golf, not a bad little game at all. Next one, this one's called Terminus, and this one's by Mastertronic, which is Mastertronic Mad Added Dimension, which was another Mastertronic subsidiary. What have I put for this? Sorry. Colourful maze platformer. I've put enjoyable with good graphics. So probably another one I'll come back to. Yeah, really colourful. I probably should insert some gameplay of these, but knowing me, I won't be asked and get around to it, to be honest, because I'm lazy. Quite frankly. But yeah, not a bad little game, that. This one right now, what have I put for this? Yeah, so I've wanted to like it, but crap controls. Yeah, really dodgy collision detection, horrific sound effects, and probably aimed at younger gamers. And it's Danger Mouse in Double Trouble, and it's on the Sparklers label. Is that right? Yeah. There's quite a few Danger Mouse titles, but this seems to be the commonest one. $1.99 range, so even at the time it was probably classed as a budget title. But yet not very good, unfortunately. Not very good, that. This one, very interesting. So this requires a bit of time, so I will be going back to it. It's basically, it's by Incentive Software, and it's a government management simulator, if you like. 1984. So going back to when the Conservatives were definitely in power at the time then as well. 48k only, but we could maybe give some of the politicians this now. A little pocket guide to running Britain. They might be able to do a better job of it. It tells you everything you need to know how to run a country. You need to issue this out to all the MPs. But yeah, quite nostalgic when you, some of the bits in the game, you know, like just really harking back to anyone that's of my age group, shall we say, just mental to, you know, when some of the wage bills, for instance, and how things have changed and how a lot of things haven't changed. It's still the same, but very, very interesting game. I just need to give it the time it deserves, and I'll come back to this and have a bit of a bash. So yeah, that's 1984. Onwards. So this one's a good game. So this one's a realistic horse racing sim. I'm not into horse racing per se, but it's like, what can we? Yeah, a little bit like playing golf. I can't play golf, but I like playing golf games. So yeah, very similar to that. So this is Spectrum 48k only. Again, it's by MAD, Mastertronic label. Sport of Kings. Gets quite a good little review, does this. Really in depth. Quite detailed. Really comprehensive on all the betting features and stuff. Atmospheric. Feels like you're there at the races. Brilliant little game. Cheap as chips. Yeah, recommended is this one, definitely. Right, a bit of a special one now on this one. So this, I didn't know at the time, so this will have been one that I've managed to pick up through Facebook, the Sinclair page. Quite a pricey title is this one. Certainly it looks to be that way on eBay. Again, I've put this in a brand new case. Goes for about 35 quid, believe it or not. By Tynesoft. Now I've put brilliant cover, shit game, ridiculously hard. So the cover bears no representation to what the hell you're doing in the game whatsoever. It's very, very basic graphics, but that cover is pretty bloody awesome, and it demanded being put in a new case, did that. But yeah, 35 quid, I wouldn't be paying that. But nice to have it nonetheless. Surprised to see that it's actually for 48k and 128k, so not sure what year this was. Let's just see if we can find a year on it. Obviously for the original 128k. Don't even have a year on it, but yeah, one just to put away in the collection, definitely. Next one, another really cool cover. This one's quite late, so late in the Specky Life, 1988 this one. Potentially a good game, but not enough patience, I've put. So it's Wolfpack. So probably, yeah, so you've got the map, and I think you were trying to guide your fleet through to safety, or attack others going into German ports, or avoid being bombed. I think that's what it was. But I remember quickly sort of running out of patience or time or both. By Blue Ribbon Software. But yeah, 1988, so knocking on in the old Specky Life with that one. Oh God, this one. So I hated the bloody TV show. absolutely horrific, and man alive, the game equally as bad. Worse. Terrible game. What have I put? So it's fucking Supergram. Anyone old enough to remember that? World's most irritating theme tune. So I think it was Billy Connolly that sung the original, if I remember rightly. Luckily he's not singing on this, but it's got that same tune just on repeat, about 5 seconds worth, and it's just, you just want to scream. But the game itself and all's terrible. But another one by Tynesoft. God, that was a bad show, that one. Fucking Supergram. Wow. Next one, what have I put for this? So another Mastertronic. So this is from their iconic 199 range. So I think a lot of people collect this subset. I think it's quite large subset to go for. So it's not one I'll be going for, but nice covers on a lot of them. I've put down, so it's from 1984. I've put, it's a shite version of Spy Hunter, and I can never jump on the ramp. Probably my inabilities, to be honest with you. It's BMX Racers, it is. But I like the cover. Anything that reminds me of BMX days it'll do for me. But yeah, not sure how many there is in that Mastertronic 199 range. A lot, and I bet there's quite a few that are difficult to get hold of. This one, wow, this is late. This is really late. So 1990, Out for the Count by Dynamite Designs. But cool cover, good but hard, and keyboard only. So from a $2.99 range, which I'm guessing will have been another sort of budget price, but I like the cover. So it's like a boxing sim. Yeah, I remember it now. Just couldn't, I'm not genuinely good on boxing games. I couldn't bloody knock the guy out in it. I just couldn't. I tried a few times, and but it's funny when you read something utterly realistic. Yeah, so your face gets bruised up and swells up the more hits you get, which I guess is quite quirky for the specky at the time. 8 fiery opponents. God, I couldn't even get past the first one. Watch the cuts and bruises appear on screen before your very eyes. Yeah, not bad. Cheap. Very cheap game. This one I bought off Facebook. I fancied this. I do like my text adventures, I must admit. They're obviously the simplest form of games, but it's all about using your imagination and remembering when you're a kid playing these sort of things. And I loved them, still do. Just need to get around to putting a bit of time in them. Right, which is a bit odd. So this one wasn't on Fuse Emulator, and it's one of the only games I've ever seen that's not on there. So I will have to load this up. So I've put a little note saying, talk about the address. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, I remember now. So Crystal Computing, which I think we had another one, did we? Isn't that what? Yeah, so Hall of the Things as well, Crystal Computing. So what I did was, it's actually got the address, which is, I probably shouldn't read it out here, but fuck it anyway. 2 Ashton Way, East Herrington, Sunderland. So, being a saddo that I am, I Google mapped that address, street mapped it, and it's literally a fucking semi on a street, which seems bizarre now, but that's what it was back then. They were programming and releasing software from the homes. You know, these were the bedroom coders. So Crystal Software was from a house in a random street in Sunderland. My God, how times have changed here. Bloody hell. This one, I like this. So I've put, this is another very late one, 1989. I've put cool cover. It's a shooting gallery game, and it is actually a Magnum, Spectrum Magnum light phaser game as well. So Bronx Street Cop. Yeah, not bad at all, this. Mastertronic, very early Virgin Mastertronic game. Under the Virgin label. But yeah, quite playable. Enjoyed this one. I'll go back to it. Probably worth at some point plugging. And I've got a Magnum light phaser, so it might be worth just having a bash on that and seeing if it's any easier than joystick. But yeah, that was cool. Next one, 1985, another Mastertronic. So this is another one of the 199 range. Spectrum 48K only. I've put fast paced, 40 different screens, but I've put very hard, colourful but not bad though, good graphics. Your oxygen levels depleting, you collect objects, and you've got to find the jewels of the crown. So it's called Devil's Crown. I'm not sure if, don't see it mega often. I'm not saying it's rare by any stretch, but it's just not one of this ultra common ones of this label. And it's so cool that they've still got the original sticker on from Game Store, Linthorpe Road, Middlesbrough. That shop, I'm fairly confident that shop won't exist anymore, but lovely to have these. Love price tag. Never take price tags off anything from the 1980s or 90s for that matter. It's part of it. It's part of it. So these, part of the case here should be bright yellow, and it's faded to, so it's probably have the sunshine obviously on the back at some point, but the cover's not faded, so that's pretty cool. Similarly on this one, so another 199 range from the same shop. So I probably bought them like I used to do from Bostocks in my little town Shipley, where we used to go on a weekend with pocket money and buy specky games. Must have bought nearly the entire shop over my, over the course of the time there. But yeah, he's bought another one from there. This one gets quite a good review, and I just need to persevere with it. It's another 48K game only, and it's from 1985 as well. It's basically a herding sheep game. It doesn't sound very enthralling, does it? But I've put no patience to learn. And I had to use YouTube and cheat to find out what the fucking hell you were supposed to do in it. But apparently there's a couple of guys on there that know how to play it. But yeah, I like the cover though. Quite a quirky little cover that. And again, it's faded, so probably had it in the same bloody window as the other one. But yeah, 1985, getting on for 40 years old, mental. That's it. So that's it of these small games bunch. Just a nice little short-ish video for you. I'll be back with a part 2, which I'd say is the double jewels and the bigger box games. Similar amount. All collected over the last 3 months, purchased over the last 3 months. So yeah, brilliant. Nice and simple stuff, ZX Spectrum. Nice, cheap and chips. Like I say, not loading them up anymore. Just enjoying the covers. Can still play the games on there on the emulator. All good stuff. Right, guys, you take it easy. Thanks for watching. I will be back shortly. Long live the retro.